big audience tuned in from all around the world of drag racing right now. People tuned in from their shops, people tuned in from home. We've got some pro stock drivers not only racing at the event, we got some pro stock drivers tuned in to pay attention to what's going on out there. People want to see who will win the largest single payout in the history of drag racing. It's been about 45 years in the making when you look at the history of this style of big money competition. Pretty neat evolution of how things started in the 1970s and have worked their way up to this gigundo first this weekend. A 6,000 pack on the first pair of no box to start the event. That is how you get things rocking for $1.1 million.
Somebody at the end of the day going to be changing their tax bracket. $1 million, the largest purse in drag racing history, on the line. We are ready to rock, roll, and rumble round number 2. Separated by a foul on this end. Separated by a foul on that end. 17/10,000ths at the stripe, 4 inches. Round number 4, competition in our $1 million main event, brought to you by All-Star Performance. Our May race carbs round 4. No box getting ready to roll out. Our finals in top sportsman and top dragster in the lanes as well. Like we've got about 52 door cars left, 55 dragsters, plus our cars that from the jackpot are going back in. Still got some work to do, but the field is getting smaller and smaller, and we saw it in that last round of elimination. As the side-by-side competition really stepping up the game.
Race carbs round 4 of the All-Star Performance $1.1 million guaranteed main event here at the Jegs SFG Million. And we got 2 guys that are going to wait on each other to be the first to stage. Tension is definitely on the rise here at the racetrack. You can feel the electricity coming. You can certainly see it in the faces and the actions of these racers.
plot thickens. And the question of who wants to be a millionaire, we are drawing closer and ever so closer to the answer.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me,
Will Crawford 0001 right side of the racetrack, and he loses! Hunter Patton, he goes dead one, 001 starting line, taking 28 at the finish line stripe, and Will Crawford was 0001 on the right side of the drag strip and will not see a win light.
It's not adding up.
And the crowd's dispersing, and it's time to go back drag racing to take 10 cars and make them 5. Jason Hammerline, right side of the racetrack. Chris Dixon left. Chris Dixon picked the wrong time to have a slightly tardy reaction time, and Jason Hammerline is going to nail him for it. Dead on one for Hammerline, taking 35 at the finish line stripe. He goes 586.1 on an 86 dial with a 15 light. Brian Cerruti foot breaks his way to a 005 at a win light, 636.2. Cisco's pre-staged. 009 red with the wheels up and the headlights on. That's even cooler. And he's got a lift early. Bill Swain, a man who is doing an incredible impersonation of himself because he has 2 entries left. This one, he's going to face Jeff Serra. And Bill Swain ain't scared. 003 green, but right there next to him was a 004. Swain wins it. Goes dead on one, a 4-pack for Bill Swain. Jeff Serra breaks out. And Hunter Patton, Honey Wayne, big money kid, has the bye. 13, 459.7 at 150.40 miles an hour. And now we wait because Swain's going to come back around and face off against Carr. Can Swain be 2 of the 5 cars remaining? That is the question. 6 cars remaining. So 2 a very small number, 1/3 of 6 cars. 466 the dial for Swain. Shane Carr dial 450. Sweet Shane. And off they go. Swain is 001, Carr is 9, and Carr takes the win. Dead on 4 for Shane Carr at 146 miles an hour as Swain breaks out. Swain was 001 on the tree, Carr was 9, and then proceeds to go dead on 4. And Carr goes on to the next round, as does Bill Swain. So here comes Cerruti and Cisco. 631 dial in for Steve Cisco, 4th Hun, I should say, slower than Cerruti's, or quicker, I should say, than Cerruti's 635. So Cerruti a slight lead to be given here, and then Cisco's going to try to wheelie him down. A run worth many, many thousands of dollars right here. Both lined up side by side. Red light start for Cerruti. So it's going to be Cisco. Hits the tree for 29, and Cisco takes it to the stripe, 632.8 at 99 miles an hour as Hammerline goes down by himself, 585.5 on that 586. The one thing that Patton hasn't really had to face is someone that has dropped the 0000 on him. Shane Carr has been punishing people on the other side of the racetrack where Patton has been racing like a surgeon out there, and it's kind of 2 different styles that are going to run into each other right now. And Carr pre-staged, now fully staged as Carr. Patton goes in, flickering the bulb as he always does. Attention, you can cut it with a knife. Carr is second off the starting line. Patton with 17. Stripe, it's Hunter. 4605, 460 dial in. He is dead on 5 with a 17 light, taking 14 at the finish line stripe. And Patton will move on to the final of dragster. His car was 51 on a 50 with a 23 light. Bill Swain and Hunter Patton. Goes 16, he'll have lane choice in the final. Says Hunter out the year, Huckleberry. Goes 485.5 at 116 miles an hour, so the dragster final, Swain, Patton, Cisco, and Hammerline on the door car side. Down to 4.
Brian, we lost our foot brake car in the semifinals. But I tell you what, Rudy did great getting that far. Down to a couple of guys just hitting the trans brake button now.
And they are doing the job fine as Jason Hammerline from Unionville, Michigan. We could have an all-Michigan final here depending on how this works out and how the next pair work out. Both cars locked in. Wheels up for Cisco as they always are. They leave within a single thou as they get to the finish line stripe. It will be Steve Cisco. Cisco goes 30 with a 1 on a 29 dial as Jason Hammerline breaks out. Cisco is 18 on the tree for the win. Hammerline was 19 on the tree. Then he goes 584.5 on a 586 dial, but he took 24 down at the finish line. He took about 4 feet down there, and that freed Steve Cisco up for a trip to the richest final round he will ever be in his entire life. This right here, it's so crazy that this is the semifinal of this thing, because when we look at the two drivers that are in this matchup, you think this is it, right? You think this is the night ends here, but it doesn't. Whoever wins this one has one more to go. Swain right, pre-stage. Patton, pre-staged. Let's see how flickery he gets with that bulb over there. Swain goes in immediately. Patton flickers it twice, and he's in now. They leave green. 002 green for Swain. 007 for Patton. They go to the end of the racetrack, and it's Swain. Swain takes 6th out at the finish line. 65.3 on a 65. He's 3 over. 2 light, a 5-pack. That's how you slay the dragon. You go 5 against him. He goes 12, and you go 5. That's how you get it done. And Bill Swain will take on Cisco in the final round for the marbles here in Michigan. These two guys are going to try to fire the best runs they have ever put together in 2 very long-lasting drag racing careers. Swain was the giant killer.
Steve Cisco rolling in. I'm telling you, the Chevy 2 has hiked the front end up but carried it out 125, 130 feet every lap down the racetrack today and yesterday.
The most fascinating thing about this run to me is Steve Cisco has not had to run against a car as fast as Bill Swain's. Bill Swain has not had to run against a car as slow as Cisco's. Both of them on different ends of the racetrack will be dealing with different factors. Both cars pre-staged now for the richest final round in the history of organized drag racing. Here we go. Monster wheel stand for Cisco. Swain is 004. Bill Swain of Iona, Michigan. No, it goes to Cisco. 628, he's dead on 1. He's 11 on the tree. Swain breaks out, taking 13th out at the finish line stripe. Bill Swain breaks out after having left the starting line first. Unreal.